So I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in theaters last week, and to my surprise, it actually wasn't that bad, especially considering how I feel about the first movie. I never for a second looked at the first movie and thought that this is what Sonic the Hedgehog should be. The sequel, on the other hand, is exactly what I was hoping that a Sonic the Hedgehog movie would be like, right down to the music and even incorporating some elements from the games, but still maintaining its own identity and not just a rehash of what the games were, including the fact that the games pretty much didn't have a story to begin with. I think the idea of having Sonic learn responsibility when it comes to being a hero is actually a pretty neat idea, especially considering that he is still a kid, he's still a teenager, all things considered, and I think this is the first time anyone has ever actually legitimately looked at it and thought, yeah, he is a teenager, maybe we should treat him as such. Which results in him actually having some decent character development, which in my opinion was pretty lacking in the first film. I actually really enjoyed seeing Sonic go through this little journey that he went on. And of course, I can't really talk about this movie without talking about how much I adore what they did with Tails. Apart from having Colleen O'Shaughnessy voice him in the film, I really like the fact that he's essentially a bit of a Sonic fanboy who's really trying his hardest to be useful and good, but actually living up to that. He's not some useless little sidekick that gets in the way of anything. He actually does stuff and he actually helps move the plot forward, which is one of the things I was afraid was going to be the detriment of this film. There is one little complaint that I have with this movie is that I really did not buy Idris Elba as Knuckles. I mean, I love Idris Elba as much as everybody, but I cannot listen to this gruff, masculine voice coming out of this echidna and still try to take seriously a character who, for the most part, has never really been taken that seriously in any medium that I'm familiar with. And I know it's not a good idea to base my opinion on the incarnations of Knuckles that already exist. It's just, I'm not really sure if I buy into this fish out of water story, but for the most part, it was handled about as well as it could possibly be. I just cannot take the voice seriously, especially considering some of the jokes that he gives that really do not land as well as they probably should have. My real big problem, however, is that they're still trying to make us think that the human characters, more specifically James Marsden, his wife, and his annoying sister, are an important asset to the story, and they're really not. I promise you could eliminate every single one of them from this movie, and the story would remain exactly the same. Overall, for someone who did not like the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, for many reasons I'm not going to get into here, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a very decent sequel and a very, very fun and entertaining movie. I enjoyed it. 8 out of 10. Go check it out. It's in theaters as of this moment.